I challenge myself to react to every single Mind the Game episode. The show is supposed to be about X's and O's and strategy and whatever. It usually turns into propaganda and excuse making. So I'm here to uncover the lies. No matter how frustrating and annoying it is, this must be done. Because there's a lot of rewriting history. So let's begin.
The whole season, we geared our team up to play Boston. You guys win. And it's like, we've geared up all, we had Big Z, and Virgil, myself, Delonte, and Mo Williams. I mean, you guys are out there with Dwight, Rashard, Hidu, Jameer, Pietrus, Courtney Lee.
Jameer Nelson played 0 minutes that entire series.
You guys are out there with like what the league is to now.
Yeah.
The league now is like long wings, shooters, and a guy that can screen, roll, lob. And then you add on even more with Dwight because he could occasionally post up a small.
Occasionally post up a small. Dwight Howard, that's all he can do.
I think too, you know what, looking back on that team that I think was so important, because I talk about this all the time now. Jameer Nelson could shoot threes out of pick and roll.
Yeah.
Seriously? What kind of a point guard in the NBA can't hit a 3-ball off of a pick?
It's an important thing.
It is a very important thing for many reasons.
First of all, it unlocks everyone's offensive game. If you can shoot threes off the dribble, it unlocks your game, right?
Absolutely.
But also just for the offense. Now all of a sudden, you're forced to make a decision in a Jameer Nelson, Dwight Howard pick and roll.
But he's going to dunk you in the rim. This is like super duper man Dwight at the time.
Because this is what I remember, and I was like, I'm going to go watch.
What was the series?
4-2.
4-2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
4-2. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I didn't talk to the media after game 6. I was pissed. I took a shower and got shown on the bus.
I remember that now.
Yeah, I was pissed.
That's nothing to brag about. So you have low sportsmanship. But then he also has the nerve to say, I'm not a sore loser. That's the definition of being a sore loser, LeBron.
Game 5, I was watching the fourth quarter. Literally your offense. You didn't matchup hunt. For the first part of the fourth quarter, you had 2 bigs in the dunker spot, either dunker spot. You had Mo or Delonte. At one point, it was Wally Zerbiak spotting up.
Yeah.
And you would post up Mikel Pietrus at like 19 feet and then try to go one-on-one. It was really interesting to watch that versus spread pick and roll with shooting and spacing.
Yeah,
it was really interesting.
Like,
and by the way,
how the fuck is he functioning with this?
I'm not going to gas you up. I'm going to say one thing though, real quick. You averaged 38, 8, and 8 in that series with that offense and that spacing.
With no space.
With no space.
How the hell is that 0 spacing? Your own replay shows you in isolation.
Those conversations, because I know UD was there, Joel Anthony was there.
Yep. My first year, Big Z was there, and
Big
Eric
Z
Dampier.
And Eric Dampier.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you when it all changed. Obviously, my first year there, played great basketball, got all the way to the finals, losing the finals. I played like shit.
Damn right.
Spo is the reason why we were a better team. And our team was more assembled properly. He knew in order for us to reach our potential, 1, I had to be fucking 10 times better than I was in that previous June finals. But Chris Bosh had to go to the 5. And CB being who he is, there was no pushback. He knew in order for us to reach our potential that CB would have to go to the 5. And we had to spread. He had to start working on his corner 3 faithfully every day after practice. Corner 3, every day after practice. You got to hit these corner threes.
Up, corner three.
You got to at least be a threat. And Spo knew it. He had that vision. He went and learned. He said the way I coached in that finals versus Dallas, unacceptable. I told myself the way I played, unacceptable. And he came back with vengeance, and I was locked the fuck in from start to finish. But it was Spo. It unlocked so much for our offense, and it gave myself and D Wade in transition. We had this thing called the Mack truck lane. So basically from the block to the block. First day of training camp, we had that whole thing taped off. The bigs were not allowed to run in between the Mack truck lane. From the first day of training camp all the way to game one. Prohibited.
Obviously, it's their choice to go team up with LeBron, but it's just sad to me that LeBron's literally describing, in order for them to succeed with me, we literally taped off their number one asset and means of production. I just think that sucks.
You're not allowed to, and if I'm bringing the ball up and the big is behind me, he can't cross the court. He has to run wide behind. This is all, Spo is like, he's that damn good.
And it changed everything.
It changed everything. Changed the whole team. Then we added Ray.
Shane.
Added Shane. Added Mike Miller.
Where's the guys on the side to correct them? Oh, Jameer Nelson didn't play that entire series, JJ. Oh, LeBron, you already had Mike Miller when you lost to Dallas. That's why I freaking loved Around the Horn, man. They admit their mistakes and then they say, we got this wrong, we got that wrong. These podcasts don't really need that accountability, huh? They just get to say whatever they want.
We added the spacing. And CB could pass. He could rebound and push. There wasn't many fives at that time that was rebounding and pushing the break. CB was pushing the break. Okay, if he ain't have nothing early in trans, boom, right to a DHO. Second side, swing. Like, he was just smart. But I mean, obviously, when you move from one position where you're so dominant, you think of CB in Toronto where he mainly played the four, almost probably 95% of the time played the four and averaged 25 and 10 or 12.
The ball exclusively went through him in the mid post.
Every single time.
On either block, really.
Yeah.
But it's remarkable that he changed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe tell your butt buddy, Rich Paul, not to try and diminish Chris Bosh's greatness by saying y'all weren't a big three.
Say, well, what happened in Miami? That wasn't really a big three. There was three guys.
Slot cut. Can you explain the timing, the play, how it works?
I go back and watch college basketball, and there's so many fluff cuts or cuts that don't do anything. It's like, why are you making a cut towards the basket and you're not even looking at the damn ball?
I could not agree with you anymore, LeBron. I hate when people do that. But they do it in the NBA too, not just college. But I hate when I see that. It's like, bro, if you're going to cut or fake cut to juke the defender, okay. But they do it with their head down.
Cleveland, we actually used to have a play. When we got Mo Williams was one fast, quick motherfucker off pick and rolls, and another guy that could shoot the three off the pick and roll.
Thank you, LeBron. Why didn't you say that earlier? But at least you said it at some point. Again, outside of like Rondo and a couple others, Ish Smith, who the hell can't shoot a damn three off of a pick and roll? That's like one of the most basic abilities. Is there even a badge for that?
Because you can have a big three, right? You still need 4 or 5 ancillary role players
Absolutely.
who star in their role and then complement the stars.
No question about it.
And it doesn't work. It doesn't work unless you have those guys. And you've lived it multiple times.
I've lived it. I mean, obviously my first year in Miami, yeah, we had a big three. Everyone said it's a super team this, super team that. But we had to build our team around all minimum guys.
Mike Miller was getting $5 million a year. That is nowhere near a damn minimum guy.
Which was still okay, but we didn't fill out the complimentary guys enough. Yeah, we had Rio, we had Udonis, but we didn't have enough as far as enough complimentary guys to actually make it all work. And we still made it to the finals. And we still probably should have won the finals, but I still give credit. Listen, it is what it is. You win and you lose, and we lost. But my second year, we was able to grab some complimentary players and role players that really I'm talking about superstars in their roles. You're absolutely right. The complimentary guys are ultimately the ones that will help you win the championship for sure.
You already lost in the finals. You should already know in Cleveland how imperative role players are. But your corny ass, 3 years after losing in the finals to San Antonio, that doesn't humble you at all, LeBron. You still go out there. You say you're going to win 8 championships. And we all know why you said and thought that. That's how super your super team was. You have no idea what your team's going to look like. That actually makes it worse. I'm not saying he should just win with any and everybody, but that's what you fans and a lot of the media sound like. He's won with different rosters and different teams, and Colin Cowherd.
Michael needed Scotty and Phil. LeBron just needs a ball.
Really?
DeAndre and I had a role. Jamal had a role. Matt Barnes had a role. Luke and Bob Mute the next 2 years had a role. Like, we all had an important role.
A very important role.
And guess what? We put a lot of pressure on ourselves to actually play well and actually contribute to winning.
Yeah.
And I feel like we live in this fucking 2K world where we're like putting a roster together. And it's like, how can we put as many good players that don't even make sense together?
Yeah.
And it drives me crazy.
I agree with the whole 2K mentality, but that is a creation of LeBron's mind and actions. When you team up the way LeBron and Kevin Durant did, like, come on.
And everyone's talking about, Chris Bosh was this before that. No one ever asked Chris Bosh about how he feels. Everyone just speaks for him. No one asks him how he feels. No one ever asked Chris Bosh about how he feels. No one ever asked Chris Bosh about how he feels. No one ever asked Chris Bosh about how he feels. No one ever asked Chris Bosh about how he feels.